Prime Minister Modi is attending the SCO Summit, which is being hosted by China this year in the northern city of Tianjin, just about an hour's drive away from the capital, Beijing. So what is the SCO and why is Prime Minister Modi attending this summit? The Shanghai Cooperation Organization is a major Eurasian intergovernmental body. Its focus is on political, economic, and security cooperation. The SCO was founded back in June of 2001, essentially by China and Russia, along with the 5 Central Asian republics, that's Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan. It evolved from the earlier format. It was called the Shanghai 5, which dates all the way back to 1996. It got formalized at a summit-level understanding in 2001. The SCO seeks to bolster mutual trust, regional stability, counterterrorism, and promote development under the ethos of the Shanghai spirit. Now, originally, it was thought to be a security-centered multi-alignment platform, but now the SCO has expanded to economic, cultural, and infrastructure cooperation. India joined the Shanghai Cooperation Organization as a full member in 2017, along with Pakistan. But initially, both India and Pakistan had become observer countries in 2005. Once India and Pakistan joined in 2017, this highlighted a significant shift in the SCO's reach as well as geopolitical weight. So it was no longer just China, Russia, and the 5 Central Asian republics. It now expanded to a large part of South Asia. So why is India joining and part of what is essentially seen as an alliance led by China? That's a fair question to ask. Now, here's what is in it for India. India's participation in the SCO offers it the following strategic benefits. Number one, it is a platform which helps it engage with Central Asian countries, their resources, their key markets. Central Asia has vast energy reserves and the chance for India to develop overland connectivity. This is a huge economic driver for India. India has been talking about the North-South Trans-Corridor, as it's called, which will basically give it overland access bypassing Pakistan through Afghanistan, Iran, and then into the Central Asian republics. This is something that India has been talking about and developing for the last 20 years. So the SCO serves as an important platform for that. It also gives, very crucially, India access to what is called the Regional Anti-Terrorist Structure, or RATS. RATS is a mechanism that's been designed by China and Russia and the Central Asian republics, primarily for security cooperation and for anti-terror operations. The SCO has this Regional Anti-Terrorism Structure, RATS, which offers India counterterrorism cooperation as well as intelligence sharing, which is crucial because India has been a victim of terrorism emanating primarily from Pakistan, but also from Afghanistan. The SCO also offers a platform for strategic autonomy. India does not want to be seen as an ally of the United States or in the Western Bloc. Therefore, being part of an alliance which has China and Russia in the room when these conversations are happening, it is a demonstrable platform for India to demonstrate its strategic autonomy. It also helps India balance amongst the great power competition that is going on between China and the United States. There is also a chance to try and temper some of the more extremist influences, given Pakistan is also a member of the SCO. The SCO also creates new areas of cooperation as far as India is concerned. India's priority areas, whether it is startups, traditional medicine, youth empowerment, digital inclusion. It gives India to shape some of these narratives in a platform which has China and Russia, some of the biggest powers in the world. Despite the criticism that the SCO is seen by the West as a vehicle primarily for China and Chinese interests, India has leveraged the SCO to assert its independent foreign policy as well as further regional engagement. By engaging within the SCO, India maintains a platform to try and balance out China's ambitions and also prevent diplomatic isolation. Remember, all other SCO members and some of the observer members as well, who've not become full-fledged members up until now, the likes of Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, etc., they all support Chinese projects, infrastructure projects like the Belt and Road Initiative. India has not supported the BRI for its own sovereignty concerns. Now, while the West often sees the SCO as a conduit for Chinese influence, particularly given China's economic heft and also the billions of dollars it's spending on the BRI, India's choice to participate in the SCO reflects a pragmatic, multi-vector foreign policy. India uses its presence in the SCO to project itself as an independent actor with deep ties both to East and to West. However, on issues like terrorism, which is a core concern for India, China has often refused to condemn Pakistan and Pakistan-originated terror directed at India at various SCO fora in the past. The latest one was back in June when Defense Minister Rajnath Singh was in Shanghai for the Defense Ministers' SCO meeting, and Pakistan and China refused to mention the recent Pahalgam terrorist attack. Rajnath Singh and India thereof refused to sign the joint statement that emanated from the Defense Ministers' meeting. After the 2020 Galwan Valley border clash between India and China, which resulted in casualties on both sides, it triggered a prolonged standoff. In fact, India-China relations hit a historic low over those 5 years from 2020 up until the fall of 2024. Multiple rounds of military-to-military dialogue, dialogue between the diplomats, and finally, it culminated in a stepwise de-escalation. That de-escalation was agreed to on the sidelines of last year's SCO Summit, which was hosted in Kazan, Russia. That's where Prime Minister Modi and President Xi Jinping agreed that the first step would be to de-escalate. There are still 50,000 troops from both sides that are in a standoff position on either side of the line of actual control, but they have de-escalated from October 2024 onwards. Both countries also began re-engaging. They resolved some of the patrolling arrangements which were in place before the 2020 Galwan clashes. They've also resumed direct flights, tourist visas for both Indian and Chinese tourists, as well as cultural exchanges. They've also agreed to stabilize the line of actual control and resume limited economic and people-to-people interactions. Prime Minister Modi is returning to China for the first time since 2018, where he will be taking part in the SCO Summit from the 31st of August to the 1st of September. It reflects both a degree of necessity. Remember, both India and China are big powers in the Indo-Pacific. Their economies are entangled, their border is entangled as well, and there is also a degree of strategic calculation. India has to use dialogue and multilateral platforms like the SCO to try and manage the internal conflicts and competition that it has with China. Both leaders, in fact, resolved in Kazan last year that they cannot allow differences to become disputes and they cannot allow competition to become conflict. But there is a big elephant in the room as far as this year's SCO is concerned, and that is US President Donald Trump and his aggressive trade posture and tariffs, which has profoundly impacted India's trade as well as its diplomatic engagements. The US imposed tariffs up to 50% on Indian exports, largely aimed at curbing India's import of Russian crude oil. This is the highest tariff on any country in the world. India feels it is unfairly being singled out for importing Russian oil, even though China imports more Russian oil. This has strained long-standing ties between Delhi and Washington, and it has also threatened cooperation within Quad. Remember, India is the host of the Quad Summit later this year, and if the summit were to happen, then President Donald Trump will have to travel to India. So far, there is no confirmation that the summit will happen itself. As a consequence of this blow-up in the trade arena because of the Trump-imposed tariffs, as a consequence of that, India is now forced to turn closer towards both China and Russia. It is engaging much more deeply in both SCO as well as BRICS. In fact, India will be the host of BRICS next year, when India will have to play host both to Xi Jinping as well as to Vladimir Putin of Russia. Analysts note that Trump's strategy of pushing India on the tariff issue may have backfired, unintentionally or maybe intentionally pushing India into the corner of Russia and China, and thereby strengthening BRICS as well as encouraging the global south to coordinate more closely. In response, India is pursuing a policy of diversification on the one hand, moving towards China and Russia, but with caveats attached, and also signaling defiance to Trump and his tariffs. India is trying to bring a degree of balance between its Western ties and Eurasian groupings like the SCO and BRICS. And this weekend, you will see more evidence of that play itself out in Tianjin.
Fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.